Way, way, way. This is an unboxing. Isn't that exciting? They used to be big a couple of years ago. Somebody said you should do an unboxing, but it doesn't seem anybody wants to see anything I'm getting out of the box. That was a paradigm shift reference. Look at this. Pure Legend sent me something in the mail. And I should say, before I even get into that, I was out in Vegas about a month ago, somewhere in there. I don't remember the date. Well, if you want to look it up yourself, you can look into, remember that plane hit the helicopter in D.C. near the airport and 67 people died? I got on the plane within a couple of days of that, it seems. And I was getting on the plane, I'm like, hell with it, I don't care. And when I landed, I turned my phone on while I was out having a cigarette. And it said that medical plane had just crashed into a neighborhood in Philadelphia. So that's the time that I was in Vegas. I was in the air when planes were crashing. It's always been the way I wanted to go. A plane crash. You get a few minutes to think about what you've done in your life as you're going down. While everybody's going crazy, screaming and trying to drink the booze they hid in their fucking suitcase and carry-on. And you crash and you die. You've had the time to think about what your life has been worth living for. And if you survive, you just pick up a dead baby and steal all the wallets on the plane and come out and hold up the baby, and they'll say, he's a hero. And then you go through it later, see which credit cards work, take the cash, and throw the fucking wallets in a dumpster with the Shriner's wallet that you stole once before. That type of thing. But yeah. We were both out there. We went to Metal Show. Every time I run into Pure Legend, we seem to go to a metal show. When I was out there in 2016, we saw Brujeria, which was the only location they did in the U.S. They come up from Mexico and they mean it. We always go to see metal shows, it seems. And it's not just that we're planning to go to a metal show, it's that I'm showing up in town and he's already going to one. He's like, going to see Brujeria, going to see somebody in Vegas. We went for a whole night of that. But I was out to Vegas and he was out to Vegas to see Hort Dog. And he's like, Pure Legend doesn't even know you're coming. I said, ha. But then he found out. And I was there. And we went to a show. And since then, he emailed us, both Hort Dog and me. Not Hort Dog and I. Me is the objective in the sentence. I'm not the person that we're talking about first. People make this mistake all the time trying to sound smart. Hort Dog and I. Unless it's a given that there's more. But if you're the end of the sentence, Hort Dog and me. He sent us these damn things. I know what it is as far as the general nature of it. But I don't know what's on it. And so I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to see what it is. I've been, so curious. What is it? And Hort Dog's a good person. He doesn't ruin people's surprises. He's probably gotten his by now and he hasn't told me. So I'm going to do this. I'll send him a copy of the video, Hort Dog, and I'll tell him, don't watch this until you've opened your mail from Pure Legend. So here it goes. Well, drunk roll, please. I know what it is. Oh, somebody just showed up. The white van with the men in white suits coming and take me away. Somebody, one of the neighbors must have called 988 or whatever psycho line you can call right now to have your neighbor taken away, like in the 50s, the good old days. It's a pair of socks. It's, oh, yeah, I heard ya, but it don't mean much. That's my favorite line from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre socks. He knows me so well. Oh, I gotta get these out of here. That works. Still got a couple of good teeth left. Look at that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre socks. The most brutal crimes in the annals of American history. That was John Larroquette who did the first narration right before they started taking pictures of corpses on fucking tombstones and somebody digging them up. Oh, the best thing about a pair of socks. What's that? That's just fucking amazing. The best thing about a pair of socks, which makes these all the more valuable if you run out of gas for your chainsaw, you can always take off a sock. You know, there's so many uses for socks. If the first one you thought of is that, then you're the pervert, not me. But then good one is to keep your shoes from getting too stunk up. And then it's a real good one. If you've got a sock, you've got a weapon. Out there on a dirt road, just push some gravel in it. And if you're downtown Detroit, take a pocket full of nickels and put it in a sock and whoop-a-dock! You got somebody. That's fucking parasite. You know what? I should have been doing this the whole time because I don't have anything to talk about, but Pure Legend knows how much I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I used to go to sleep to it, and when we became roommates, he realized I would even put it on. His cigarette went out. I would even put it on through the stereo system when I was doing dishes in the house. When it, gotta do your dishes. And I would just listen to it. And some of the best times when you're listening to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is when it's just the director of photography is really pulling his shit off. He's showing the moon, and you hear, well, you think it's a movie projector, that xenon bulb, and it sounds like the reels of the film rolling. But then it comes back out. It fades a little. or it takes a better focus, it comes back out and you see a full moon up there, and even the sound comes into a better understanding when you realize it's not the sound of a film projector rolling tape. It's the sound of a generator, because these people are off the grid and they don't have electricity. So it just switches. It takes you into the theater for a minute and brings you back into this horrifying reality that reminds you of your uncles. And there it is. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, where did I last have it, Sally? I didn't last have it. You had it. That's Franklin talking about his knife. He's looking for his knife. Sally, where's my knife? I don't know, Franklin. You had it last. I didn't have it last. You had it last. And he's sitting there in his wheelchair. He'd already fallen down a hill in that wheelchair and pissed all over himself. And everybody's like, oh no, Franklin. Franklin. Ah! Out of his wheelchair as the fucking melon head comes down on him and cuts him to pieces with his chainsaw. It's, oh. I didn't know, Pure Legend knew me so well to realize the size of socks I wear. They fit like a glove. It was going through my mind. A glove. I could make a comment on that and have an ending statement. Fits like a glove. I'm not making any connection. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.